Hey everybody, this is Eli Freestone and you're watching my week 4 reflection video for mobile game design term 1411. This week we're just doing the finishing touches to create the final product for the game we've been working on this month. Mine being a space blaster I built in Sprite Kit with Objective-C. Let's go ahead and get it going here. Overall, I think the project and this week went really well. I already had some of the requirements for this week already implemented. The splash screen was actually essentially given to me. That's part of the game for Xcode. When you create a game, it automatically adds that for you. And so I have that. I added the main menu here that I didn't have last week. Before it just went straight into the game, but I've added a main menu that you could either play the game, go to a tutorial which has 3 scenes, or a quick about me section, which just states that it's, well, actually let's click on it here. It just states Astro Blaster is a project by Elijah Freestone for mobile game design term 1411, created with Sprite Kit and Objective-C. You know, very simple, just a quick little about. And then I have a menu button in the top left corner to take you back to the main menu. All right, so let's go to the how to play. And I was actually trying to figure out the best way to integrate not only a kind of a screenshot type of deal, but still have the buttons in the top left and right. And I landed on this kind of framed type of screen just because I felt it had a good balance between functionality and not shrinking the screenshot or causing the screenshot and the buttons to, you know, not really play nice together. I'd originally planned on actually doing essentially a frame of a device like an iPad, but then I decided against it because it took up a lot of screen real estate, and it was not too big of a deal on the iPad, but on the iPhone it was a pretty significant chunk. So on the iPhone it's actually a letterboxing on either side as opposed to a frame, but it works out there as well. But yeah, so we just have a quick little tutorial that's 3 different screens. This first one stating that if you touch the screen, the laser ball is shot to that direction, and then we'll go ahead and hit next, and then it talks about destroy a spaceship and you get a point, 15 points and you win. And then the third one would be how you lose lives, stating that if a spaceship passes you, then you lose a life. Once you have lost 3 lives, then you lose. So we just have the spaceship going past the fighter in the top left there. All right, and the one thing that I wish I would have thought of before, I just kind of thought of it while I was getting ready for this video, and I haven't done anything about it yet, but is actually, once you get to the third scene here, the third tutorial, the next button not only doesn't go away, but I think it should change into something. I'll probably change it maybe to state play, and then just give the user the option to go to the play scene to play the video game. That would be very simple to implement, so I think I'll add that in after I get this video done here. Or I might even just cycle back through the 3 screens. I haven't really decided yet, but either way it should be a really quick one that I'll put together before I turn in the project itself. Anyway, so let's go ahead and hit menu and then go to the game. I was able to figure out at least a workaround for the weird, the floating laser ball thing I was having previously. I honestly don't know exactly what's causing the issue. It seems to be something to do with the completion block of run action. I have a sneaky suspicion that might have something to do with the way Sprite Kit handles having multiple sprites that use the same image. I think it might be a limited thing, or it could be related to the completion block itself also being limited in one way or another, because it's trying to, if I move some of that code into that completion block, it will actually cause a crash stating that I'm trying to add a child to a parent that already has a child or something along those lines. So that's what leads me to believe that it might be trying to recycle because there's too many nodes or whatever, something along those lines. I'm honestly not positive on it. The way I got it working correctly here is I've actually moved some of that code out of the completion block, so it's actually running the actions for the laser ball after the rotation has happened, but I added a delay that matches the duration of rotating the fighter, so it still syncs up correctly, although I do feel it's a bit of a band-aid. I really wanted to figure out what was going on exactly and you know, fix it properly. It does work perfectly fine. I just feel it's just more of a band-aid than an actual fix. It does still function, like I said, though. I'm really glad that I got at least the functionality going. I did want to keep that delay in because it had a little bit of a challenge to the game, so I think it worked out overall really good. So yeah, I guess that's about it. This has been Eli Freestone, week 4 for MGD, term 1411. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.